Good afternoon. Welcome to Midcap Radar live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal studio. I'm Sonal Bhutra. With me is Ekta Batra. Good afternoon, Ekta. Well, we are just shy of that 25,000 mark currently. We did touch it, but we have receded from those levels. Consumption names and banking names, those are actually pushing for the bulls or helping the bulls today, and so is Reliance.
Hi, Sonal. Yes, absolutely. And we have the mid-cap index, which is not doing too badly as well. So up around 0.6% currently for the mid-cap index, the advanced decline ratio quite steady. So yes, maybe we will make a dash for that 25,000 mark, something that we hit intraday yesterday as well. But as of now, we're just about hovering at those levels. The Bank Nifty up around 149 odd points, so aiding in terms of total gains. But this is the show where we get you micro stocks to focus on. So let's start with the top headlines that we're tracking at this hour. Hopes of a Russia-Ukraine truce and India's engagement with Russia and China offer positive backdrop for gains as local policies seek to boost consumption. Auto along with oil and gas gain, but pharma drags and mid-cap surge.
Shares of textile stocks such as Vardhman Textiles, Gokuldas Exports, Wellspun Living, Ambika Cotton Mills, they gain in trade after the centre removes 11% import duty on raw cotton till September 30th.
Sources tell CNBC-TV18 the Chinese foreign minister has provided India assurances on fertilizers, rare earth magnets and tunnel boring machines. The likely easing of rare earth magnet supplies fires up auto stocks.
Centre has proposed two-slab GST rate structure for ACs. It would fall to 18% versus 28% earlier, according to that. Cooling appliance major Blue Star tells CNBC-TV18 that they hope government expedites the final date because it will impact sales if there is no clarity. All right, those are the top headlines. Nifty is cooling off a little bit from the highs. So there is a 100-point uptick that we are seeing currently at the 24,975 mark. We do have some of these consumption names which are leading to the gains that we are seeing on the Nifty as well. But there's nothing really to complain about. Mid-caps, as Ekta pointed out, are doing really well. So is the small cap index. So it is really that part of the market which has a lot of activity today.
Yes, absolutely. And so let's get going with no further ado. We do have Hormuz standing by to tell us about all of the mid-cap movers at this hour.
Absolutely no reason to complain. And after the sluggishness that we have seen over the last 6 weeks before it ended last week, and now we are building on to the gains from yesterday. We start off with the gainers, then from the broader markets, and these are of course non-newsy ones. G Power up 10. Devyani International has now surged to the highs of the day, 10% higher on that stock as well. Raymond Lifestyle, PNB Housing out of the F&O band today, 4% higher on that stock as well. Take a look at the auto names. Look at Jamna Auto now, 12% higher here. Ola Electric is up 10%. Motherson Sumi Wiring slightly off the highs but still 6% higher. But look at Samvardhana Motherson at the highest point of the day, 5.5% higher on that stock as well. What is also firing up today are a lot of these textile names. Vardhman Textiles up 7, Siaram Silk Mills, Nahar Spin, Wellspun Living after the temporary duty withdrawal for cotton, raw cotton, and they're seeing these stocks move around 4.5 to 7% higher. Take a look at the volume buzzers then in today's session. Look at Electra Greentech, IFGL Refractories and HLE Glasscoat, both locked in a 20% upper circuit, and that too on very strong volumes today. And lastly, of course, there are some names that are bucking the trend in today's session. Can't not talk about those. Well, textile stocks are moving higher. SP Apparel has moved to the lowest point of the day, 5.5% lower here. SML Isuzu seeing some profit booking. India Glycols is at the day's low, as is Transrail Lighting, losses of anywhere between 4 to 5%. Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us with those names, Hormuz. Those are some interesting names to watch out for. But we'll slip into a short break now. When we come back, we'll be chatting with the management of Supreme Industries and talk about the impact of anti-dumping duty on imports of PVC resin. Welcome back. You're still tuned into Midcap Radar. Well, before we go to the management of Supreme Industries, let's address GAIL. Sources are suggesting that PNGRB will be meeting and finalizing the unified tariff. That will happen in the first week of September as well. This is a story break by Sudarshan, our colleague. And they say they will be they will be meeting for this particular decision in the first week of September itself, and the indication is they will approve issues with respect to other pipelines this month as well. Now remember, PNGRB member had indicated to CNBC-TV18 earlier that there could be a 20% increase in tariffs. If that happens, it could increase GAIL's EBITDA by 26%. That's the transmission EBITDA from FY27. Now do remember, GAIL had asked for a 33% increase, but brokerages are of the view that it could be anywhere between 10 to 20%, and our conversation suggested that yes, it could be around 20%. So this has been the big trigger that the street is awaiting for GAIL, because that is something that would improve the financials. Anything less than 10% would be a disappointment. Anything between 10 to 20% is what the street is working out with, and their return on capital employed will also improve by 12% versus 8% currently. So this is the big update we'll be watching out for GAIL. The stock on the back of this has seen a spike from the lows, up around 1.1%.
Okay, all right. So the meeting is going to take place soon enough, and PNGRB has declined to comment with regards to the GAIL pipeline tariff issue at this point in time. But the stock, as you can see, is up around 1% reacting to this bit of news, source-based at this point. The meeting is likely to be at the start of September. But let's move on to other news then. Directorate General of Trade Remedies, or the DGTR, has recommended imposing anti-dumping duty on imports of PVC resin for 5 years. What is the likely impact? MP Taparia, who is the Managing Director at Supreme Industries, joins in now to discuss more on this. Mr. Taparia, thank you very much for taking the time out. So just give us a sense in terms of what the impact would be of this anti-dumping duty on PVC resin.
The anti-dumping duty has been imposed on the various companies, ranging between $22 to $284. Mid-range are between $50 to $110. In China, the lowest rate of duty is $122. And the largest import of PVC is coming from China.
Okay.
So what would the impact be on prices overall? How would it impact the Indian industry, Mr. Taparia?
We believe overall impact on PVC suspension prices, when the duty is finally imposed by the Ministry of Finance, should be in a range of ₹8 to ₹10 per kilo.
Okay. So how is that going to impact the prices of PVC resin, sir?
The PVC resin price, I told you that it may increase the resin price between 8 rupees to 10 rupees kilo.
Okay.
In the current economic situation and current dollar-rupee parity,
How will that impact your business?
business will not be affected. Because the prices of PVC has gone down since July 2024 by around 24 rupees per kilo.
So, Yes, Mr. Taparia, you had indicated that prices had gone down. In our last conversation, you also indicated that prices might have bottomed out for PVC piping overall. The other part of the industry is that between Reliance and Adani, there's around 2.5 MTP of capacity coming up for PVC resin. Do you think this will take away the need for imports overall? Do you think that is something that would support the industry even more?
We welcome the plant coming of Reliance and Adani, but they are going to come in last quarter 2026 calendar year or in first half 2027. And the capacity announced by them totally 2.2 million ton. Country is importing today 1.5 million ton are local and 3.5 million ton imported. So again, 3.5 million ton import, the capacity plant is 2.2 million ton. So country is going to remain short even after 27, 28 also. We are too much dependent on import, and it is desirable the requirement of import should go down for boosting the domestic production of our converting industry.
Okay. Give us a sense, Mr. Taparia, in terms of what demand is anyway looking like for PVC resin.
So this year, the demand for plastic piping systems will grow between 7 to 8%.
So PVC resin is actually your raw material, right? So since prices will increase by 8 to 10 rupees per kg, will you be passing it on to your consumers? How would the entire supply chain work in that case, Mr. Taparia?
We do not see it will affect the demand from consumer.
So you will go ahead and pass it on to the consumers by 8 to 10 rupees?
We are able to pass on to the consumer.
You will be able to pass it on, and there'll be no impact on demand as well. So you maintain your volume growth guidance that you had given earlier of 15 to 17%, even after this ADD imposition?
We believe the volume what you guidance our company is given will be able to maintain.
Okay. How are you looking for the entire FY26, because, there's a lot of uncertainty with regards to what is taking place with regards to tariffs at this point in time. It's a fluid situation, you would have to say, for the next couple of weeks or maybe a couple of months. What is the demand looking like? Are you in place to basically meet your FY26 guidance?
I don't follow you fully. What do you say, please?
What is the entire situation looking like for FY26 for you as a whole, as a business, sir? We are dealing with a lot of uncertainties, say, when it comes to trade tariff, when it comes to, even GST, which would obviously be a positive. Can you give us a sense or paint us a picture in terms of what the business is looking like as a whole for you?
Now, considering the price parity of PVC regime, the uncertainty has been now fully curbed after announcement by Director General Trade Remedies the final finding of imposition of anti-dumping duty. Normally, the anti-dumping duty, once they announce, the finance ministry take action between 20 to 90 days. So now there is certainty this is going to be the duty rate going to come, and this will give full certainty to the market, and there should be no destruction of demand for our final product. We do not see any such problem.
Okay, all right. So that's a big, important clarification coming in from Supreme Industries that PVC resin prices, they will rise by 8 to 10 rupees per kg, but they will be able to pass it on to their consumers. They maintain their volume guidance of 15 to 17%. The stock is spiking at the day's high after this conversation as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Taparia, for joining us as always and patiently answering all those questions. So Supreme Industries, Astral, all these stocks are surging. Chemplast Sanmar is the other one, which is a manufacturer of PVC resin. So that is the other stock that should be on your radar as well. With that, we'll do one thing. We'll slip into a short break. Management of Ventive Hospitality will join us next to discuss their Q1 numbers and more.
Welcome back. Well, for the markets, it's quite stable. So let's get talking about one particular company that came out with numbers. Ventive Hospitality reported its Q1 earnings. The company's revenue has risen around 17%, but the margin and the occupancy fell. To discuss the quarter gone by, we have Atul Chordia, who's the chairman of Ventive Hospitality, now joining in. As you can see, the stock is up around 3.5% at this point. Atul, thank you very much for taking the time out. Well, just give us a sense in terms of how the quarter panned out when it came to your key parameters such as your occupancy as well as your average revenue per room. Given that we did see some amount of disruptions in the geopolitical front in the month of May. So how did that affect business and what is it looking like in FY26 now?
So basically, we have had thank you for inviting me. We've had a great first quarter. Our total revenue was 520 crore, which was almost 18% growth year on year. The distribution from our quarterly growth was in hospitality. We posted an EBITDA we posted about 179 crore of Indian hospitality and 207 crore from international hospitality portfolio. Our rental is stagnant to 100
Sure. We have the numbers with us, sir. If you could just narrow down and give us a sense in terms of how the quarter panned out for you, because you did have your occupancy which dipped a little bit, and if you could just give us a sense in terms of what the impact was because of the geopolitical tensions that we saw in the month of May, and how much did that impact business this time, and hence what are we expecting, say, in the next 1 to 2 quarters?
Basically, we have had a great growth on F&B side. I agreed, due to geopolitical reason, our occupancy went down because of huge cancellation. But we covered it up on our F&B side. And next 2 quarters are looking extremely good. We will be growing on double-digit growth. There is no doubt about it. And if in the month of May, that would not have been the issue, we would have grown another 7 to 8%.
So double-digit growth in terms of revenue is what you are anticipating in the coming quarter?
Yes.
EBITDA?
Yes, because we are having a good booking traction.
EBITDA, what are you expecting in terms of EBITDA as well as, say, occupancy?
First quarter, we have shown 520 crore EBITDA. We are very sure that it will grow at least 12 to 14% from this.
Okay.
The second quarter and the third quarter, which is usually the season, third and fourth quarter, with all the wedding season, Diwali, Christmas, everything. So those 2 quarters are much better.
So, Mr. Chodia, since you're saying second and third quarter will be much better because of weddings, there is festive season as well. What does it do to your average room rate? It has already moved to 19,498 versus around 17,000 earlier. Are there triggers enough to move it higher? And this time around, your occupancy saw a fall. What was that entirely because of the business you lost in May? What is the number that you're looking out for in FY26?
We are looking for from 70%, 67% to 70%. We are very confident we will have that kind of occupancy. And the third and fourth quarter, usually my third quarter is always the wedding quarter and the MICE business. So during those 2 quarters, we have huge growth. Not only our company, maybe all the hospitality companies.
Okay. Your non-resident F&B business, that was quite strong, I understand, this quarter. How much was it as a percentage of, say, your revenue, F&B? And what are you projecting in terms of sales growth going forward in this particular F&B space?
We usually do 45 to 47% F&B to our rooms.
Okay. So how much did it grow in the quarter gone by?
You want me to tell you about absolute numbers? If this quarter we have done 520 crore, the next quarter will be about 600 for sure.
Okay. I'm talking particularly about F&B. What is the growth trajectory that you're expecting there? Are you expecting it to grow above 10%, up to 15%, 20%?
Okay, my second quarter F&B growth will see maybe similar 10 to 12%, but by third and fourth quarter, the F&B growth is about 22 to 26%.
That's because of the wedding season kicking in.
Weddings and MICE, both business they trigger in together.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your international business because we do understand that you have operations in Maldives. And that has actually grown quite significantly this quarter in terms of the revenue as well as in terms of the EBITDA. What about those operations is working well for the company right now?
So Maldives, we have 3 hotels, 567 keys over there, operational keys. And the first quarter is not so good in Maldives, but because of Easter moving into this first quarter, we have had a very good growth. The second quarter, maybe we will be holding up or maybe we might go a little bit down also because due to the rainy season, heavy rains. But the third and fourth quarter, Maldives we will be doing almost 76 to 80% occupancy the way we have got the bookings. Maldives bookings are usually 6 months ahead of the time.
Okay. All right, Atul, we're going to leave it on that note. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking with us. So that's the word coming in from Ventive Hospitality. Well, we need to wrap up on the show with the news that the markets are absolutely steady at this point, but the Bank Nifty has given up gains from the top. So maybe an intraday picture will tell you more about the Bank Nifty, just about flattened out with a gain of just about 31 odd points at this point in time. We'll wrap up on Midcap Radar, but stay tuned. We have MF Corner once we're back.